Hello out there. First of all, I'd like to thank you for taking an interest in this video series that I'm working on. Thank you very much for watching. Even if you hate it, thanks for watching anyways. But before we actually get down to the real meat of things here, a quick note. To get the most out of this video series, you have to understand the difference between lying and intellectual dishonesty. Now, they might sound similar, but in fact they're actually quite different. I'll give you a quick demonstration here. When Bill O'Reilly claimed that the show Inside Edition had won 2 Peabody Awards back when he was anchoring it, he was lying. Inside Edition has never, and in all likelihood never will, win a Peabody Award, let alone 2 of them. He simply just pulled that out of thin air to try and embarrass a reporter who was interviewing him at the time. Now, when Sean Hannity pulled out a stack of nameless victims and unsubstantiated reports about Britain's National Health Service in an attempt to discredit universal health care during a debate with Michael Moore, he was being intellectually dishonest. In each case, a simple Google search, or merely reading the article and follow-ups on it, shows that the numbers Hannity's throwing around are either grossly misleading or completely false. Now, Hannity is either aware of this and ignoring it, or he failed to do even a cursory background check on any of the articles that he's quoting. Here it is most likely the former for 2 simple reasons. 1, Hannity is coming about this from a position of authority. He's acting as though he's read all of these articles and the stack he claims to have back on his desk. And 2, Hannity knows he's going to get fact-checked, which is why he's waving these reports under Moore's nose in the middle of a television interview, because Moore can't get on the computer or get on the phone to a research assistant and have somebody check Hannity's homework. A textbook example of knowing the truth but ignoring it because it contradicts your opinion, or as it's more commonly known, intellectual dishonesty. And this happens so often throughout this so-called documentary that I decided to make a home game about it for you, the viewer. Every time you spot a case of intellectual dishonesty, score yourself a point. Mark down your final tally for each video in the comments section, and we'll see how many you can find.
What have Charles Darwin and his theory of evolution contributed to humanity? Coming up, the true legacy of Darwinism.
Coral Ridge Ministries presents Darwin's Deadly Legacy, a shocking look at the historical impact of the theory of evolution and the shaky scientific ground on which it rests.
In 1859, Charles Darwin published his bombshell book entitled On the Origins of the Species.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host for the evening, the late Dr. D. James Kennedy. Yes, he is a doctor. However, that doctorate is in theology, and his doctoral dissertation was actually on a brand of evangelism that he founded. Kennedy was a televangelist and megachurch pastor who founded the Coral Ridge Presbyterian Church in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and of course founded the Center for Reclaiming America for Christ, a now thankfully debunked socially conservative political group.
In which he laid out the foundation for the view that mankind and all other species evolved through a purely random physical process.
Great, we're not even 2 minutes into this video and you're already resorting to a straw man fallacy. This can only go downhill from here.
The world has never been the same since. This view is now mandated as the official view in all public education institutions.
Yeah, in science classes, where it belongs.
But have you ever thought about the social impact of Darwin's theory of evolution? It has been enormous. Evolution permeates virtually every aspect of our culture. Pick up a book, or read a magazine, or watch a television program, or a movie, and you will see the assumption of evolution. Here's a sampling.
So, what are we going to see? A movie? A TV show? Maybe somebody reading from a book or a magazine? No, we don't get that. We get the one-sided opinion piece.
Evolution is supported by the entire scientific community. Intelligent design is supported by guys online to see the Dukes of Hazzard.
Aw, did Billy hurt somebody's feelings?
Sometimes it seems hard to avoid being indoctrinated about evolution, whether on TV or the radio. Among scientists, Darwin's theory of evolution is the accepted understanding, grounded now in many years of research and deep evidence of how the multitude of living things came to be.
I hope you were paying attention there, folks. That's one of the few times they actually get a quote right.
The idea is promoted in newspapers and magazines and books. Everywhere, evolution is just assumed.
First of all, evolution is never assumed, it's been proven. Second of all, you're showing a bunch of science magazines and biology textbooks. That is precisely where you should find the theory of evolution.
Creation scientist Ian Taylor.
Evolution permeates our entire society, not surprisingly because it's taught in the public schools. And most children in North America go to a public school.
And a nice bit of foreshadowing to the stream of BS that is about to come. The first interview in this documentary goes to Ian Taylor, author of In the Minds of Men, Darwin and the New World Order, a book that argues against evolution, against Darwin, and for a young Earth. It also contains dozens of factual errors, everything from the Archaeopteryx all but proven a hoax nonsense to the receding moon theory.
And evolution is promoted in Hollywood films.
I think Darwinism is popular as a story because it allows atheists not to have to explain why we're here.
Ann Coulter, author of the New York Times #1 book, Godless.
And one of the most well-documented liars the right-wing media machine has ever produced. And I mean that quite literally. She is federally documented as a liar. See, her Connecticut driver's license states that she was born in 1961, while her Washington driver's license states it was 1963. Well, if you're going to lie on a federal document, you're probably going to lie about a lot more.
There's no such thing as morality. There's no such thing as our consciousness of our mortality. We're about one step above a porpoise, although many of them seem to believe we're below a porpoise because we have nukes and we pollute and have hate crimes. And
what does any of this completely idiotic babbling have to do with Darwin and evolution?
And don't recycle. So we are below a porpoise, but it's just a matter of, it's just random mutation, this bloody battle of survival, which exists no place in the fossil record.
Ooh, it is so sorely tempting to lay the verbal smackdown on you right now, Anne. But considering you're just a howling right-wing media banshee, I think I'll just wait for somebody who supposedly has more credentials than you to repeat that idiotic statement.
The late Dr. Stephen Jay Gould of Harvard said, "Man, or even woman, as the crowning achievement of some grand cosmic plan, what moral conceit! We are but an afterthought. We are a little accidental twig."
Warning, warning, quote mine, quote mine.
It has been said that ideas have consequences. That is so true, as we'll see in this program.
Yes, we will. We will see that the idea of using a bunch of fallacies, quote mines, out of context and unrelated subject matter in an attempt to disprove one of the most validated and celebrated theories in the history of science has the consequence of smartasses like me smacking your ass around all over YouTube with things like facts, logic, and unbiased evidence.